Thank you for coming back to my channel. My name is Mage. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an entrepreneur based out of Philadelphia, and this channel is mostly about my personal growth and the experiences that I go through life. If you're new to this channel, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you stay. And if you've been subscribed to this channel, thank you for following me on my personal growth. I appreciate you all so much. And today we're going to be talking about a different subject, so let's go. It's February 2023, and today we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. Sorry, I'm getting ready for work, so bear with me. So just a little backstory. My family moved there about 18 years ago. My mom, my sister, and I came over around 2005, and my dad was already living here prior to bringing us over. And so his career trajectory was he started as a parking attendant. From there he went to a social worker, and from there he became a real estate agent, and then he started Minuteman Press in 2008. So if you don't know what Minuteman Press is, it's a full house printing press. You can pretty much put your logo on anything. He started the business because of all the printing that he himself was doing as a real estate agent, and from there he pretty much grew from there. So 15 years ago he started the business and put the location here, and then he moved the business here, and then we moved it again here, and then we most recently just bought this location right here. Obviously this location is going to be our permanent spot for years to come. So because of the business, I've pretty much been around entrepreneurship my whole life. Distinct memory for me is having to catch like the SEPTA bus after like I finished sports practice to go to some entrepreneurship class that my dad said I had to go to, which I definitely obviously appreciate now. I hated it at the time, but like you know, at that point I was just trying to I was just trying to go home and game. So I definitely didn't like it at the time, but now I appreciate, you know, me going out to all those different classes. One thing I remember was definitely marketing the business, being a part of the guerrilla marketing efforts. So what we would do is that we would get some marketing materials, some business cards, flyers. Me and sometimes a friend of mine would just, you know, go out to different businesses around South Philadelphia and, you know, try to market to all of these different businesses. And this is back in like 2010 or so, when, you know, there was nothing on Washington Ave, Passyunk Ave, and, you know, all those general areas. So like I would just walk up and down East Passyunk Ave, and I'm telling you guys, what I experienced walking up and down Passyunk Ave as a teenager, it's something that, you know, I look back at it and like I'm glad I experienced that, because, you know, that was something that, you know, showed me how the, you know, world really was, and how it, you know, that was something that showed me how the world really was and opened me to the real world at the time at an early age. So I would say, like I always said, one of my greatest skills was being able to adapt and have a hard shell, and that definitely, you know, being at that early age, walking around South Philadelphia like that, really prepared me and for the real world, and I really appreciate that a lot. Just want to show y'all the scene real quick. Jasper's pretty hype. So if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you like and subscribe. I really appreciate that, and it really helps out my channel. But just to get back into the story, I spent a lot of my summers working in the business as well, and generally just helping out around the shop. I think there was about just one time where I worked at Jack Dugan's restaurant in the airport as a cashier, and that really humbled me. And I think everybody should work in a restaurant at least once in their lifetime. That you really learn a lot, like teamwork and just your communication skills and just patience, man. Just patience. That you learn a lot of patience. So yeah, you should work in you should encourage your kids to work in the restaurant industry at least once when they're younger, just to get a real feel about the job industry, because it's a really humbling experience. And so yeah, let's talk about college. Fast forward to 2016, I'm graduating college, and obviously I don't want to work for the family business just yet. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a job without anybody's help, and I did. I got a job at Vanguard as a financial not as a financial. I don't know what they call it. I forgot what they call it, but yeah, I got a job at Vanguard, and I worked there for about 4 months, and I didn't really like it, so I decided to go into the family business. And we had another location at the time, we still do, in Balakinwood, and which I operate and spend most of my time out of. And so when he bought that location, so I decided to help out with the marketing there. So I've been working in the family business now for 7 years. I've been working in it since 2016, when I left Vanguard, and it's been an interesting journey, and I'm still learning about myself, obviously. And we're growing every day, and you realize that when you're younger, when you're 22, 23, you're like, oh yeah, I get into this and I'll get into the business. But everybody, you change and you grow up, obviously. So it's trying to grow at the same time and still have that part of the business, and still to work on the family business and still grow the business at the same time, because you still have a passion there, and I have a passion with what I'm trying to do as well. And it's just trying to put them all together and see, hey, how can I make this work for me, and how can I make this two passions that I have be a thing. Actually shooting on the So I'm actually shooting on a podcast tonight, 7 p.m. in Philly, and I'm excited because it's the first time I've ever done this. So I'll make sure I share that with y'all, so y'all see how that came out. I'm shooting this with my boy Steve. He just started a podcast, and he asked me to be on it because we were talking about some things that were going on in Philadelphia. But I'm running a little bit late, and I just wanted to end this. I just wanted to just tell you a little bit more about what I have learned from being an entrepreneur for the last 7 years or so. So the first thing I'll say is, do not hire friends. The reason I say that is that they may look at commitments as more of a suggestion, and they really have no real skin in the game. So it's easy for them to neglect work and still think that they have that extra freedom. So that's definitely one thing, and it leads me to another point, whereas don't rely on your family and friends to grow your business. You need to branch out. You need to do other things. You need to go to networking events. You need to join clubs. Things that will help you, grow your business and get word out of your business. You need to have a plan for yourself. Each day cannot be random. Each day has to be organized for you to be more efficient and accomplish more. That's the only way that you're going to grow your business. You're going to have days that you don't feel like doing anything, and you just have to realize that, the only person that's going to grow this business is yourself, not your employees. And everybody else is just going to be yourself. That's really going to have to put your foot down and grow the business. As an entrepreneur, you don't have somebody that's telling you like, hey, you need to be researching this or you need to be researching that. It's up to you to figure it out yourself, and do that research yourself to figure out what is going on in your industry and what can you change differently in your business to help grow it. So that's totally up to you. Find other passions outside of your business, something that you can go back to. It's like when they have 9 to 5 person says, hey, they're trying to work on their passions. It's the same thing for you. Your business cannot be the only anything that, you know, that's driving you. You know, you have to find other things that you can go to for, you know, to get a mental reset, and then go back to your business to figure out what is going on. We started a business in 2019, the whole home care business that I've been running. That personally has had its own challenges, but it's something that, you know, it's still a new business, and, you know, I've been actively still trying to grow it. And so here's Jude. He's going to tell us about what it was like starting the business and keeping it running for the last 15 years.
Consistency, perseverance, knowing what you want, and also making sure that you keep the customers first. The customers are the lifeblood of your business. So without the customers, you have no business. And of course, you have to make sure that your employees are well treated as well. You know, I mean, they won't come first. Your employees, the people who work for you, are actually your first customers, and they have to be very well treated.
One thing I always appreciate is that my dad never forced me to be in the business or say you must be in the business, you know, so I really do appreciate that, because it does help me want to continue to help grow the business and, you know, continue the legacy of growing the business as well. So I appreciate you all for coming back and checking out the channel. If you enjoyed this and if you thought any of this was any helpful at all, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I hope to catch you next time.
What's up, guy? I was down so bad, I took those L's. I was like, what, guy? Now I'm up on my way to the bank, I'm laughing.